Hello my creative peeps, and welcome back to my channel for another Etsy release. This release is happening today, February 22nd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have also made softcover journals and another story journal, which I will leave linked in video cards for you to check those out if you're interested in those. I thought I made more hardcover journals this time, and it turned out I made the exact same number. So hopefully there'll be more next time, but I'm trying to do one every month for you guys. There is a little bit of a different journal here, so we'll go over that one first. So yeah, I'm really excited to share these with you guys. So let me move these out of the way. Alright, so we'll talk about this one first here. This one is different than usual. This is a B6 size. It was a small cover, and I made it kind of a sketcher's journal. So there is actually no ephemera inside here, and there's no like ledger or anything like that. It was really made for like sketching and watercoloring, but it does have several different types of media. So we'll go over that. So it has 3 signatures stitched in here. Now this book, I love this cover, this deep green color. I loved the spine, but it was pretty much deteriorated all the way. I managed to save this little piece, and I left it on the raw cardboard because I had to make a new spine for it, obviously. So I know it looks a little raw and rustic, but I think it really goes with the idea of the book, and it's perfectly secure. So I covered the inside cover with this gorgeous like bee floral paper. I really wanted this to be like earthy. This is the back. I love this little thing here. There was some water damage on the previous cover, but again, it's perfect for bringing outside with you, or working inside and sketching with. It doesn't lay perfectly flat. You would have to use some binder clips probably. So I know that's going to be a deal breaker for some of you, but for the most part, it lays flat. Just needs a little help. So this has a mix of 58 GSM Tomoe River paper, Canson mixed media paper, some Canson 70-pound drawing paper, which does take a little bit of wet media. It won't be like a watercolor masterpiece sketch or anything, but you can do that. There's also Majori MD paper in blank and graph, which do take watercolor really well as well. And then I threw in a couple of pieces of craft paper. It's kind of like a textured cardstock. I thought it would be really fun just for you guys to experiment on, maybe with some colored pencils or something. So there are a few pieces of that. But there are 52 pages, 104 sides, and 1 envelope. So let's just get in. I'm going to flip through really quick. I tried to make it so that you guys have double spreads. So like this is the drawing paper. This is both Tomoe River paper, so you have a double page spread of Tomoe River paper, if that makes sense. This is the craft paper. I included a couple of mixed media little insert pieces here. I thought that was fun. So this is the Midori ND plain paper, great for watercolor. It is a cream color, and there's a double spread for you. Some mixed media paper and a mixed media double spread. So there's that. So I really tried to make this, I don't know, just really fun, like a sketchbook with a twist. And I know a lot of people are really loving the B6 size. I know Bree loves the B6 size, and Burgess Taylor is really into it as well. This is the graph paper, so I don't know. If you guys aren't a fan, I won't do any more, but I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to do something a little different. This is the envelope here that I made out of some graph paper, which I need to glue down better, obviously. Don't worry, I will fix that before you purchase it. But yeah, so I just thought that was really cool there. The envelope. So if you did collect anything, that you could stick it in there. So yeah, just like I said, trying to have some double page spreads. I know the flip of this one isn't as interesting as some of my other ones because there's no ephemera or anything, but yeah, so that is the Sketcher's Companion Journal. Really fun. So the next one that I created is called the Natural Explorer. It has 64 pages, 124 sides, 7 pockets, 4 pocket pages, a tuck spot, and over 30 pieces of ephemera. If it's over 30, it's stuffed full, but I just say that. So there's 5 signatures here bound into the spine. This is a little natural library book with the butterflies, so I really tried to, well, it's not really butterfly themed. I didn't have enough butterfly stuff to do a butterfly themed one. It's very nature oriented. So there is this gorgeous nature covering that I put on the inside. I love this paper. And I used it for the spine as well. So in the middle of the signatures, you can see it kind of peeking through there. All right, so this has some Canson mixed media drawing paper. Again, not mixed media drawing paper, it's drawing paper. That takes a little bit away. Some vintage ledger. In each signature, I put one of these awesome like nature shots. They're kind of like screensaver images, I guess you could say, but I think they're really cool. There's some pieces of acetate overlays in here. This is Midori MD, and so is this. Some vintage ledger. There's a bunch of envelopes that I made in here, which I think are really cool. I love this journal, but I saved my favorite for last, so don't go away. This is a really cool book page that I took out. It's all about birds and stuff, and I thought it was really pretty, and there's some writing on the back. This is Midori MD lined paper. Here's one of the pocket pages, some vintage typography paper made into a pocket. More vintage ledger, MD. This is a bag full of tabs for you, and they all coordinate with the papers in the journal. Vintage ledger flip out. I had a lot of fun making this one. Now it is pretty bulky, but if you took out the ephemera and added your own, obviously, it wouldn't be too bad. So here's a tuck spot and my favorite military strategy cards. I think they're just kind of like oracle cards or fortune cards, kind of tarot cards or whatever. I use them that way. I just pull it out and I take whatever from the message on them. I think they're cool. More vintage ledger. Another pocket. I didn't put anything in the pockets because, like I said, the journal's already pretty full and you didn't need any extra bulk. Plus, you're going to want to put your own stuff in there. So, and all the specs of these journals will be listed under the listing in Etsy where they are, so don't worry, you'll be able to read all about the types of paper and stuff. So, yeah, this one is really cool. More pockets, and I made all these tags with coordinating paper scraps, so everything really goes nicely together. Here's another piece of that book page with feathers and stuff I thought was really cool. So yeah, tuck spot here. Just a really, really fun journal. I think I'm not talking much on this one. Alright, so that's the end of that one. That is the Natural Explorer, again, on my Etsy shop, so you can check that out. And finally, this is my favorite one out of the release. This one has a few options. So I know not everyone likes charms and closures, but I made this charm before I made the journal, just based on the cover, and I absolutely love it. Hopefully this is in frame for you guys. These are real moonstone pieces There's some garnet and rose quartz pieces, and then the stars are just glass beads. But I thought that was really cool. There is a spaceship, and it says, "I want to believe with a little alien," and a rocket here, and it is on a charm. So I could either connect it on the spine here for you, like this, or I will give you the option of adding a closure and having the charm hang off the closure like this, which I did on my 2018 journal. Or if you don't like any of that, you can just buy the journal as is without the closure or the charm. But I wanted to give that option because I know some people don't like them, but I think it is so cool. And you guys have no idea how hard it is for me to sell this journal. Like, this is like the best cover ever, and it's some of my favorite things. So I'll get into it without blabbing some more, but just know this breaks my heart to let this one go. So there's 5 signatures in this. There are some book corners. Inside here, there is this gorgeous mooned paper for the end papers. And the spine has, it's just black to match this. So this one has 62 pages, 124 sides, so she is a biggin. 4 pockets, 4 pocket pages, 2 tuck spots. There is a piece of star vellum in here, and then of course charm and closure. This is around the A5 size, as was the one before, just so you know. But it starts out with this awesome star paper. This is some drawing paper, Midori MD paper. I have put a series of, it's tea dyed on one side, so it doesn't have any odor, don't worry about that. It's not archival, obviously, but I don't think it's an issue. And then they have these beautiful astronomy and moon diagrams and space, and it's so cool. So you'll see those as we go along. There's some envelopes in here, Midori MD graph paper, some crystal paper. Here is a piece of lined paper with the pocket pages. Now there is one issue. In this signature, I bound the pocket page upside down, and I didn't realize this until I was all done the journal. So you'll have to forgive me and seal up the bottom of this one. This one still functions perfectly fine, but you'll have to seal the bottom of this one to keep things in. It's only in this signature. I'm really sorry, but you'll just have to forgive me. So this is another one of those pieces. It's an up close of like moon craters. Oh, it's just so good. So star tag here, Tomoe River paper, Midori MD, more pocket pages, a tuck spot, and again, these are all tags that I have made. This paper, it's like suns, glittery suns. Grid paper, tuck spot. I had to include a map. I know it's not really going with the theme, but some constellation paper, another one of those pieces of the moon. Another pocket. I love this paper too. This is just like one of my favorite journals ever. Like, if I were purchasing, I'd have to have this. I wouldn't care what the price was. I would have to have it. So here's that star vellum. Another one of those pieces. Tomoe River. Another pocket. This is a bag full of tabs for you to use that again coordinate with all the papers. These are all matching cards, vintage ledger. So, more pocket pages, a really stuffed space theme journal. And of course there are playing cards in here and all kinds of ephemera for you. I didn't even count, but it's a ton. So yeah, that is it for this release, you guys. If you want to check out these soft cover journals or this story journal, I will leave them linked in cards for you. Don't forget, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope this was inspirational. If anything, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.